Hey guys, this is MonkinOut bringing you a quick part 4 in my 65-gallon saltwater aquarium build series. I wanted to make this quick video just to share with you one of the changes that I've made to my system. If you guys have seen my part 1 video and you remember I talked a little bit about the direction I was going to take and some of the equipment I was going to use, I want to let you guys know I've made a lot of changes since I uploaded that first video 4 weeks ago. So stay tuned for some videos outlining those changes, particularly in the equipment I've chosen to use. But for today's video, I wanted to focus on the project I'm working on today, which is the aquarium's background, and why I chose to paint it versus using a store-bought background like you see here. Now in part 1, I talked about a product I was going to try to use to help adhere this store-bought background to the back of the display, which was called Clearview. I can't remember the manufacturer's name off the top of my head. But the purpose for using that Clearview product is to get a full adhesion of the background to the back of the display. But I didn't know much about that product. And before I decided to open it up and use it, I did a little more research online, and I came across a lot of negative feedback regarding that product. For example, there's people mentioning that they had to use a lot more of the product to get the backgrounds to adhere properly. Also, people had mentioned that the backgrounds were lifting, they were getting air bubbles, and I just figured with all this negativity, I didn't want to even go that route. My main concern is I don't want to have to worry about maintaining the background. I'm not swapping it out, so I decided, you know what, forget the store-bought version, I'm just going to paint it. So I wanted to share with you guys as well what paint I ended up using, which in my case, I went with a latex. Now, why latex? There's about 2 or 3 reasons really behind my choice. Number 1, latex being water-based, it's going to be easy to clean up. Number 2, it's still pretty cold out in my area, so I had to paint this inside. The tank's too big, and I just didn't want to have to try to move it into the garage. And I obviously didn't want to have the windows open. So using an oil-based paint, I said, you know what, forget the harsh chemicals and such, I'll use the latex. And then also, one of the other reasons I liked the latex idea is because in the event that I ever did want to change the color of the back of the tank at some point in the future, I would basically be able to peel the entire background right off. It's going to come off almost like peeling off some saran wrap or something along those lines. So keep that in mind when you use your paint selection if you do decide to do this. And also a couple helpful tools for the job. Obviously you've seen this in another video I did for the polyurethane on the stand. Nice inexpensive foam angled brush. That way you can get in the the areas of the tank where the glass meets the plastic. And then a foam roller. The reason you want to use something along these lines, these are really great on smooth surfaces, and since obviously the glass is a smooth surface, it's going to aid in the application. Now, a couple little things you guys need to remember if you're definitely going to do this. Make sure you take precautions. You can see I put a drop cloth down. Now, I had thought about using painter's tape, and I actually had it on here at one point, but when I tried to remove it, it actually peeled a little bit of that paint away because the paint obviously had dried and adhered to the tape. So my recommendation to you guys is if you're going to do this with the latex for sure, I would say just take your time, be a little bit more careful, hence the angled foam brush, and don't use the tape at all, just apply it carefully. Now, application-wise, the paint is going to go on relatively easily, but it's going to take you a few coats just to build up any decent coverage. This is the 3rd coat that is dried since I've done it, and I know it's going to be hard to see in here because I don't have any good light, but I can still see through the tank. It's still kind of translucent in some spots. So I'm estimating it's probably going to take me 4 or 5 coats to get the coverage I want. Whereas if you use an oil-based paint, you could probably get away with a couple coats. So that's also something to consider. But the main thing is, if you're going to do it and you're going to paint your aquarium background, it's not too difficult at all. Just get the right tools, and what you're looking at right there probably cost me approximately $10 total. So not too big of an investment either. So with that, if you guys are thinking about doing it, give it a shot. I wanted to also thank you guys for checking out my channel. Thanks again. I think I'm over 30 subscribers now, so you guys know who you are. Thanks a lot. And keep watching. I'll have those other videos hopefully uploaded sooner than later. I'm waiting for some hardware that I've ordered to come in, some equipment. So like I said, I'll be definitely sharing that information with you guys as well in some upcoming videos. So with that, thanks for watching, and this is MonkinOut, signing out.